this infrared sauna strategy completely revolutionized my approach to health optimization. But here's the problem. We're facing thousands of chemicals our bodies were never designed to process. So although we have original equipment in our bodies that can deal with all of these things, are intended to process toxins, they're way overburdened. Not only do you need to eliminate the exposure to as many of those man-made toxins as you possibly can, but you also need to help your body detoxify what you can't remove. In comes the sauna. Yep, sweating your butt off is one of your body's favorite ways to get rid of what it doesn't want or need in your body. And the sauna is one of the best available tools for triggering your body's response to heat. If you don't do whatever you need to help your body detoxify, the likelihood that you face the following health problems is so much greater. I mean, big, really big, and it's going to hurt. Example, poor mental well-being, getting fatter while losing muscle every year as you age, heart disease, getting physically weaker, sex hormones out of balance, which is going to affect your body composition. But the biggest thing is it's going to affect your mental well-being all over again and cause you some mental illness issues possibly. And if not that, you're just not going to feel happy. Gut health problems. You're likely also going to make poorer food choices. Your joints are going to hurt more. And because your body will be in a constant state of stress because it's trying to deal with all of these excess toxins, you won't be able to recover on a cellular level. So in come all the problems associated with cell damage, like all chronic disease states, including cancer. So I think, and I hope you can see the importance of this, but is a solution using a sauna? And if so, which one, what type, how frequently, for how long? Even more importantly, how do you use a sauna in such a way as to not take any more of your precious time? The answer is somewhat complex, but I'm going to save you a lot of research time and share my experiences and explain how I think you should be thinking about saunas. So what if I told you using a sauna in the right way will not only help you look better, your skin that is, but help you feel better as well? And by the way, looking better is not just your skin. There's some studies that show that it actually helps with weight loss. And that's not the only thing. Because of the elimination of those disease states, cancer, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, cognitive decline, you will have a much better life because those things gradually creep up and then impact you when you can't take it any longer, or you have severe symptoms. But that time in between is not really what you want to be experiencing life in. So if you're ready to take the next step in your health journey, go ahead and subscribe to our channel and join thousands of others who have already begun to tackle health issues like detoxification, are interested in how to use a sauna properly, and other tools to help you absolutely crush old age like it's your little. Together, we can help you cut through all of the BS in the world of health because I am right here with you, living everything I talk about for real. And I would love to hear your opinions in the comments section because this education thing, this can be and should be a two-way street. Let's talk about me for a moment. Let's talk about my problems. And I honestly, I have and have had a lot of them. When I was 30, it's when I was first diagnosed with heart disease, very young. I also had chronic headaches, migraines, and a range of aches and pains, all related to inflammation. Among other things, using a sauna in the right way helped tremendously. I would say eradicate that misery. And misery is a great description of how I felt. There are two different categories of sauna. One is a traditional sauna, and the other is an infrared sauna. And within the traditional category, there's the super hot traditional sauna as well, which I'll cover a little bit later. Both of those two categories of sauna, the infrared sauna and the traditional sauna, heat up differently. The traditional sauna uses heated air. It's usually through a stove or rocks to kind of warm up the room, which you've probably experienced, which then heats up the body. Typically, they operate at a temperature between 150 and as hot as 195 degrees, which is quite hot. Infrared saunas use panels to emit light that directly heats the body rather than the air around you. They typically operate at lower temperatures between 120 degrees and 140 degrees. One particular model by Clearlight gets up to 150. The heat is more gentle and penetrates deeper into the skin and tissues, promoting sort of a different type of sweating and potential detoxification. The health benefits of those two categories of sauna also vary a bit. Traditional saunas are better for cardiovascular health, simply because the intense heat causes the heart rate to increase more aggressively, which mimics moderate intensity cardiovascular training. It's actually considered kind of an option to cardio. It's especially effective if you can't exercise because of a disability. So if you can't go for a run, or you can't use an exercise bike or something like that because you've got some limitation, going into a traditional sauna and having your heart rate elevated can help with the training of your heart and lungs, which you won't be able to get because you can't move. So it's very, very helpful to do that if you have that limitation. But they can also help with detoxification through sweating. So you probably already put that together. I think most people know that they go into a sauna and sweat all the garbage out that they're carrying around. You'll also feel relaxed and experience some stress relief because the high heat promotes relaxation and can help release endorphins, very similar to the way exercise does it. The infrared sauna helps more with deep tissue penetration, which is great for pain relief. And infrared sauna can also help with detoxification. Even though the temperature is lower, you're going to still sweat your ass off, or at least I do. Some studies suggest that the deep heat can increase heart rate. I've tested this. I'm talking about infrared saunas now. And the answer for me is yes, possibly metabolism through that, potentially aiding in weight loss. The traditional sauna will do the same as well. And although not studied, the traditional sauna has to do the same through increased heart rate because your heart rate will be even higher. In the infrared sauna, my heart rate gets to about 110. It's sort of like low intensity cardio. If you're less conditioned than I am, your heart rate will get higher. And by that same mechanism, infrared heat can improve circulation, which may enhance skin tone and texture. And because the ambient temperature is lower, it's easier for those with high heat sensitivity to use an infrared sauna for longer periods of time. You can stay in for as long as 30 minutes, 35 minutes. A regular sauna at high heat, nah. I don't know, maybe it's not easy. I kind of get a little bit antsy after about 25 minutes, to be honest, especially if it's 150 degrees or more. Shockingly, 140 degrees or 135 degrees feels so much more comfortable to me. But, part of the idea of this with both forms of saunas is to put you in a state of slight discomfort, which makes you tougher. So you should do things like that. There are some additional considerations in choosing between those two categories. The first one are your goals. If your focus is on deep tissue recovery, infrared might be beneficial for you. For cardiovascular benefits or intense detoxification, a traditional sauna might be more effective. Because they both will help you sweat profusely, they both seem to be effective for detoxification, in my opinion. And then there's also personal preference. Some people enjoy the intense heat and steam of a traditional sauna because you've got those little handheld ladle things that you pour the water in to create steam, while others prefer the more moderate and direct warmth of an infrared sauna. Personally, I like them both. I love the high heat of a traditional sauna, but I also love being able to stay in the infrared sauna for longer. The traditional sauna is great for about 10 to 15 minutes. Some may work up from there. Most people have to work up to 10 minutes. But if you're also concerned about time like me, I love the infrared sauna. That doesn't make any sense, right? Because you have to stay in an infrared sauna longer to get the benefits. Seems counterintuitive. Let me explain. Even though it's against the recommendation of the manufacturers to bring electronic devices into the sauna, I sometimes do, which means I can sit in my sauna, record Instagram videos, respond to your sweet comments below, check my Teams messages and my emails. I would have to do all those things anyway, sitting at a desk, but I'm in the sauna. I'm crushing two birds with one stone. Delicious efficiency. I even laid out this video in the sauna, but there's more. You can do a whole bunch of different things in the infrared sauna that you otherwise would do outside of the sauna, which is where you can turn the effective time commitment of an infrared sauna into nothing. I meditate. I'd rather do it while sweating it out because I can, like I said, kill two birds with one stone. Of course, you can also do this in a traditional sauna. It's just a lot harder because the heat is really intense and much more distracting, at least for me, if I'm trying to meditate. Or you can listen to audiobooks, or you can even binge on Netflix in the infrared sauna. I mean, most of them have glass doors with Bluetooth speakers, and you can set a monitor or a TV right outside the glass, and you can sit on the inside and through the speakers that are on the inside of the sauna, listen to what you're watching. There, 0 minutes per day. There are even high heat keyboards, if you're super type A, that you can purchase so you can eliminate using your thumbs on your phone, and you can have a laptop outside of that glass door and get some screen time in with the monitor outside while you're inside the sauna. Again, saving time. There are even high heat mouses for your computer that you can use via Bluetooth on the inside of the infrared sauna. There are 4 types of infrared saunas. The first one is a near infrared sauna. This is near infrared light. So they penetrate the skin at a shallow level, often used for skin health, wound healing, cell regeneration. Some saunas offer NIR, that's near infrared combined with red light therapy for enhanced skin and cellular benefits. Most of the infrared saunas I've used have some sort of red light therapy or lights of all ranges. The next category is a mid-infrared light. This penetrates slightly deeper than NIR, targeting joints and muscles. It's really useful for pain relief, inflammation reduction, and improved circulation. And then there's far infrared, FIR. This penetrates the deepest and reaches into fat layers and other tissues. It's often associated with detoxification, sometimes weight loss, and cardiovascular health. Detoxification and cardiovascular health, thumbs up with the infrared sauna. And then there's full spectrum. This combines near, mid, and far infrared wavelengths for a comprehensive experience targeting multiple layers of the body simultaneously. The heaters in an infrared sauna are also different from a traditional one. Some have carbon fiber panels for more energy efficiency and even heat distribution. And some have ceramic panels, which makes the heat more intense, but may not be as evenly distributed as the carbon panels. They're also less expensive. My sauna actually has both mid and far infrared light with carbon fiber panels. It's called the Sunlighten Impulse Believe for 2 people. It's nice because it plugs into a regular old 120 volt outlet. So the setup is super easy and you can locate it wherever you have an outlet close by. Like I said, most of these infrared saunas have some sort of light therapy as well, in addition to the infrared light mine does, like red light therapy. And although they're not nearly as powerful as the dedicated red light therapy panels, those big panels that you've seen with emitting tons of light, maybe has some benefit. I don't really use my sauna for the red light therapy though. Red light therapy is a whole nother topic for another video. And I do think that there's some value to using red light therapy. The third category, the super duper extra hot traditional sauna. These things often range from 185 degrees to 210 degrees or even higher. I mean, these saunas offer a super intense experience compared to the regular traditional saunas, which typically operate between 150 and 195 degrees. The increased temperature, it can amplify certain health benefits while also requiring more caution for sure. And here's how they compare. The super hot traditional sauna has enhanced cardiovascular benefits. The extreme heat of a super hot sauna can cause a more significant increase in your heart rate. Makes total sense as your body's rushing to try to cool itself down, similar to a moderate or intense form of exercise. So this can enhance cardiovascular conditioning and improve circulation, which is amazing if you can't move much because you have some sort of injury impairing your ability to exercise like you did previously. So regular use of very hot saunas has also been shown to help in lowering blood pressure over time, which can be beneficial for heart health. That makes total sense to me because increased heart rate causes your heart to get slightly larger and become more efficient, which over time can drop your resting heart rate. So there's also, as a result of the intensity of the heat, there's more intense detoxification. The higher temperature induces more intense sweating, which can enhance the detoxification process. This may help in the elimination of toxins, heavy metals even, and other impurities from the body. The increased sweating can lead to deeper cleansing of the skin pores, potentially improving skin health and certainly improving skin appearance. It can also boost your immune system. Exposure to super high temperatures can trigger the production of what are called heat shock proteins. That's HSPs, heat shock proteins, which help protect cells from stress and may enhance the immune response. HSPs are thought to play a role in reducing inflammation and preventing cellular damage, which is probably happening to you right now. What is it that you're eating while you're watching this? Ice cream? Maybe causing some cellular damage through oxidative stress? The intense heat can mimic a fever as well, which is really interesting, which is the body's natural response to infection. So it may help in boosting immune function and increasing resistance to various illnesses. There's also enhanced mental and emotional benefits. The intense heat can trigger a more significant response to endorphins just because it's more intense. The body's natural feel-good hormone, you've felt that before. This can result in deeper relaxation and deeper stress relief. And regularly enduring high heat can for sure improve mental resilience and toughness as you learn to sort of stay calm while you're in that state of really extreme discomfort. You can also improve muscle and joint recovery. The higher temperatures can lead to a more profound muscle relaxation, which can be particularly beneficial after intense physical activity. The intense heat can help in reducing joint stiffness and muscle soreness, providing relief from chronic pain conditions. then there's also the possibility of weight loss and metabolic benefits. The body has to work so hard to cool itself in a super hot sauna, which can lead to an increased caloric burn. I mean, some studies suggest that this can even contribute to weight loss over time, which to me, it makes a lot of sense. The intense heat can also temporarily boost your metabolism, leading to more efficient calorie burning even after the sauna session is over, just like a resistance training workout. But not everyone can tolerate the extreme heat of super hot saunas. It's important to listen to your body and start with shorter sessions, gradually increasing the duration as you build tolerance and you build some mental fortitude. Of course, the intense sweating can lead to dehydration, so it's crucial to stay well hydrated before, during, and after sauna sessions. There's definitely a higher risk in this type of sauna to overheating. So it's essential to monitor your body's response and get the heck out if you start feeling dizzy, lightheaded, or overly fatigued. So the conclusion, all three categories, they help with detoxification, all help with cardiovascular health. They all bring an element of danger as the temperature potential of that particular sauna elevates as well. So my personal preference is the ultra hot sauna, but I don't have easy access or regular access to it. And accessibility is really an essential consideration in all of the things that I talked to you about, all forms of lifestyle changes for better health, because you actually have to use these devices frequently to make a difference. You have to do these things frequently. And that means that the accessibility has to be there. It can't be difficult to get into an infrared sauna. You can't be driving a half an hour to go to an infrared sauna and have a half an hour drive back home. That's an hour round trip drive for a 30-minute sauna session. It just seems impractical. Or maybe you can do that for a couple of weeks, but eventually you just stop using it all. Overall, saunas are exceptional tools for detoxifying and for your cardiovascular health. If you want to get more educated about cardiovascular health, by the way, go ahead and check out my interview with cardiologist Jack Wolfson. And if you want to learn more about detoxification, check out my interview with functional medicine specialist Dr. Paul Anderson, specifically on detoxification. He's a fascinating guy. Both of them are fascinating guys. And both detoxification and your cardiovascular health are critically important conditions to make sure that you've got your arms wrapped around if you want to live a long, healthy life, that is, and maybe you have a six-pack. And one more thing, if you're really into this concept of human optimization or following me to get into a state of peak health, I would like you to get more educated on the Wheel of Health philosophy. I've created a video which you can access if you go to watchtodd.com. That's watchtodd.com. And you'll have access to a video of me describing what the Wheel of Health is all about, which is an introspective tool to take a step back periodically and see how you're doing from a holistic perspective. But to really get it dialed in, you also need to have the metrics that are associated with all 10 spokes in the Wheel of Health. As a result, I'm also sharing with you a PDF that lists every single metric we use to quantify the various spokes in the wheel.